Good morning, guys. It's Friday, the 1st of December. I came out here to the river. This is the Shenandoah River. Got the bridge right there heading out of Front Royal. I put a few videos up yesterday on the other channel, Embodied Souls. I'll put a comment down below so that way whoever hasn't found the new channel can see how it's spelled. It's Embodied Souls, E-M-B-O-D-I-E-D, Souls, two separate words. But I put a couple videos up there. I'll probably be putting a couple more up today. I just want to take the time right now to remind everybody that nothing is different today as it was yesterday. The same controllers are in control, the same abusers are abusing, the same manipulators are manipulating. That nothing's changed. The illusion isn't changing, the construct isn't changing, it's not going anywhere. It might put on a different face and a new name, but it's the same old story. All to keep you distracted, all to keep you focused and giving your energy and attention away to anything outside of yourself. That's what it's all about. I just want to remind y'all that the most important, the only thing that matters is for you to take that time and attention for yourself. Spend that energy on yourself. And by that, I do not mean going and getting your hair did, your nails did, going out to an expensive restaurant, going and working out and getting a pump in, and for not those types of vanity things, not, sitting in front of your computer and watching movies all day or playing video games, not that kind of stuff, guys. Not more distractions. That's the ego, and that's disgusting. If you're taking away from helping your family or being part of a group or a social structure, and they're shaming you and you're doing those things, then they are rightfully shaming you. You are just you're in the construct still, you're playing the game still. It's just, instead of giving your shekels over here, you're giving your shekels to yourself. No, this is the only way to win this game, is not to play it. And how not to play it is not to give it your time, attention, and energy. So when I say take that time, attention, energy, and focus it on the inside, what I mean is facing your shit, facing your demons, looking under the bed and calling out the monster from the closet. Being real with yourself, facing your shit with complete courage and honesty, 100% honesty, not making excuses, not going, oh, well, this happened, so this is how it is, and this is the way I am, and, I'm justified, and being self-righteous and indignant. That's not what I'm talking about. With this journey, it's extremely humbling, because you realize that you're no better than anybody else, that you have as many skeletons in your closet as everybody else does. You're hiding from yourself, you're hiding from the truth, you're hiding from your personal responsibility, you're shucking your discipline. There are things we should be ashamed of. There are things we should be guilty of. And by guilt and shame, I don't mean carrying that on you and letting it weigh on you and just hiding your head in the sand and keeping your ass up in the air for any kind of abuser to come around and use you. That's not what I'm saying. Humbleness is completely different. Humbleness is just not being haughty. It's not going, look, I'm better than you. It's being honest with yourself and therefore with everybody else, and recognizing and admitting your faults, your mistakes, but getting to the bottom of it. It's not going, oh, well, my past, I'm just such a bad person. I've done so many bad things. There's no way I can overcome. I just got to forget the past and move on. Jesus will forgive me and everything's going to be okay. And I lay it all on the blood of Jesus, and in the hands of Jesus do I come and give myself. No, that's horseshit, guys. That's horseshit. That's shucking your responsibility of facing your shit and fixing things, because nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to be fixed until you take it upon yourself to get down like a Sherlock Holmes your shit and get down to the bottom of it. Why did I act out like this? Why was I abusive? Why was I dealing with these addiction issues? Why was I lashing out? Why was I not in control of my emotions? Getting down to the bottom of it, because at the root of it, what you're going to find is we were all born into this extremely toxic, trauma-filled environment, and it's all on purpose. So that way, at a young age, at like birth and right as soon after birth, we are put in these fight or flight, in this survival mode. So that way we are not thinking clearly. We are operating in the moment by moment, and not taking the time to fully assess why we are even in that situation. So if we've been operating from that kind of mindset from the beginning, then therefore that is the problem. Well, why is that? Well, because obviously something is controlling this whole narrative. Something is laying out the narrative for all of us to run through and all of us to run off of, and they want you on this certain path. They want you following orders. They want you not questioning. They want you swallowing completely their dogma and their rituals and their bullshit, their traditions and everything else, their culture. All of that shit is a trap. It's all a trap. Anything outside of you is a trap, is an illusion, is a manipulation of reality. You are responsible for your reality. And if you are choosing to live in an illusion, choosing to live at under the veracity, which means leaning on the truth of another instead of your own experiences, instead of what comes to you, instead of your own intuition, instead of your own feelings, instead of your own emotions, instead of your own intellect, instead of through your own reasoning, if you are choosing to lean on the veracity of another, whether it be Jesus or government or scientists or whatever it may be, Allah, I don't care, Buddha, then you are not living in your authentic life. You are a mindless minion and a brain-dead zombie who only knows how to follow orders and only knows what is force-fed to them through propaganda, whatever the propaganda or teachings of whatever you're following. So, this takes courage, guys. This takes courage to break out on your own and just, not fall in line with social standards and social norms anymore. It takes immense amounts of courage. And if you are choosing to do that, if you are choosing to live under the authority of another, whether that be your government or Jesus or your teacher, or your mom, your dad, your grandparents, if you're choosing to live in nostalgia and be in love with the past and thinking the past is the greatest thing, and you're trying to uphold the standards of a cowboy way of living or whatever it may be, your fantasy that you've created in your mind, if anything you have placed above you and you're looking to that instead of into yourself for inspiration and for courage and for the way and for the knowledge, then you are on the wrong path. You are treading water. You've got your face down and your ass up for anybody, for whoever is you are worshiping, whether that be an entity, an individual, or an organization, or an industry, whether it be money, corporations, whatever it is. And if you're choosing to still play along in this game and instead of giving your time, energy, and attention to yourself, and you're giving it away to video games and movie stars and rigged sports, whether that be football or MMA or baseball or basketball or whatever rigged sport you're obsessed with, in celebrity you're obsessed with, if you're choosing to give that up to politics and the political game, or if you're choosing to give it up to governmental organizations who are waging war all over the place and getting you to hate poor people from all over the world for their different thoughts and ideas and the ways of living, if you're giving that up, then how, and you are giving up your own authenticity and your own ability to reason and use your mind and your intellect, and you're laying under the authority of another, and you are consuming poison, you're consuming poisonous, rotten, dead animal flesh and cooked food and boxed, processed, nothing but chemical from the grocery store food, and you are intentionally poisoning yourself with fast food and fast music and fast TV and flickering of your eyes and controlling, all of that TV and radio and all of that all came out of propaganda by the military. Guys, all of it. You got to understand the history of where this stuff came from. It's all meant to control you, and that's what it's doing to this day, and that was over 100 years ago this shit was invented. So it's still accomplishing its mission today, and even better. So if you're choosing to give up all of that, and you still choose to poison yourself because you're drinking and you're taking drugs and you're on alcohol and cigarettes and every other form of toxicity that you can imagine, and you're just going, oh, well, fuck it, this life doesn't even matter. I'm going to die anyways. It doesn't matter. If you're doing that, how do you and first of all, you aren't even going to die soon. You got another 30 years, 40 years ahead of your dumb ass living like that, being subservient and feeding into this system and giving it your money and your time and attention and everything you got. So if you're going to do that to yourself and treat yourself like a piece of shit and treat yourself unworthy and put all these things, these technologies and these fucking distractions and these bread and circuses and all these things above you, how do you expect anybody or anything to treat you any better? How do you have the right to bitch about anything? If you are going to treat yourself like that, how do you expect anybody or anything to treat you any ounce better than you're treating yourself? So just something to think about today, guys. The 1st of December. Again, I'll put the comment below for the other channel. I'll be doing a couple more videos today probably and uploading them. Take care of yourself, guys, because nobody else will.